Yo, what's going on? So I got this question, and it was, should I ask my coach about promotion? And I thought about just making this like a 5-second video and saying, no, don't do that. Don't ask about promotion. Don't ask for a stripe. Don't ask for a new belt. Don't ask when it's going to happen. Now, I have heard it said, hey, go ask your head coach, like, what do I need to grow in? Like, what do I need to do that's going to help me get better? I think that's a fine question to ask. And I don't think there's a problem with that. Kind of. I worry that sometimes that question can be a leading question. Like, I want to ask them, like, hey, what do I need to grow in? With the assumption, hoping that they pick up on my cues about me basically asking, hey, when am I going to get promoted? Or is that coming, or is that going to happen? So I think it's one of those things where you go, hey, I am where I am, and I need to trust that my head coach knows where I am in my jiu-jitsu journey. So when I first started at Reading, Professor Mark Reading would say this. He would go, I'm not really good at promoting, so I'm so sorry. And I think at first, because I heard some people talk about that, and I don't remember all their names, but I just remember them talking about it, and it sounded like that was true. But very shortly after he said that, I noticed, people were getting promoted in stripes, and it was happening at the right time. It wasn't like he was McDojo in it and just handing it out. And that's not what happens at the school that I attend. He doesn't just hand out belts and stripes, and he makes you wait, and he makes you wait for the right amount of time if you're, depending on progression and how you're doing, and, do you show up? Are you there? Are you a part of class? Are you showing your skill? And so Reading's not a McDojo, but I'll tell you this. Sometimes you have to wait, and sometimes you have to put in a little bit more time than other people, and that's for real. I've seen people at our school that had to wait a little bit longer to get promoted, and then I've seen other people get promoted quicker. My promotions happened every 2 years, maybe a little over 2 years. Never under. And I've seen people under 2 years get promoted, but they said that they were at 2 years. I don't think they were at that 2-year mark. I think they were, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, hey, don't go ask for a stripe. Don't ask about your promotion. Don't ask about getting a stripe. Don't do that. And honestly, I would avoid those conversations with anyone unless they're really a safe person. Does that make sense? So you don't just go and talk to another professor or an upper belt, about promoting and getting promoted, hoping that they'll say something to the head coach or that conversation will come up. More than likely it won't. And you talking about it may just show something, it may kind of make people go, man, what's up with that dude? Just be where you are. Be where you are. It's going to happen. You just got to give it some time, And then also you have to ask yourself, is there a reason why I'm not getting promoted? Is there a reason why my professor is not promoting me? Is there things I need to grow in? And then that goes back to me saying, hey, should you go up and ask him what you need to grow in? And again, I don't think there's a problem with that, as long as your heart in that moment isn't asking with the sneakiness of hoping that he's going to say something about a promotion. Okay? And I have been in that place before, and I have asked that question, and I can tell you that I've actually sat down with our head coach before, because he called me in his office to ask me some questions, and I thought he was going to talk to me about promotion. I just always thinking about that. And so, again, I just wish I would have enjoyed the journey more. So from a black belt to you, white, blue, maybe even purple, like, hey, just enjoy your journey. Enjoy where you are. I know when it gets closer to that time of, you can feel like this, man, I've been here for this long. I feel like it should be happening soon. And I know that you may feel that way, but it's not determined on what you feel or what you want or when you want it. It's really going to be on on the head coach on whether or not he is going to promote you. So don't ask him about being promoted. If you're going to be promoted, can I get promoted? Can I get a stripe? Or am I going to get promoted so I can make sure my family's there? I just wouldn't do that. I would not ask those kinds of questions. I would just wait. And if you have to, like I said, if you're going to talk to somebody about your struggle, about not being promoted, or when am I going to be promoted, do it with someone safe, like a friend of yours, like a genuine friend, and allow them to speak into you, because they may say, dude, like, yeah, you're doing great and your promotion's coming up, but you can ask them. They might tell you where you need to grow in your game and what you need to do. And I know there's a lot of videos out there right now that talk about certain, places that you need to be before you get promoted. I don't know if I agree with all of those. I've watched some of them and I'm thinking, I don't know if that's true. I mean, I have a whole different thought on, they're like, white belts should only learn this and that, and I'm like, dude, teach white belts, heel hooks, teach them all, coach well, because they need to know, because everything's kind of been changing recently. So maybe your school does have a criteria, though. You may say you need to do this, this, and this. I like how Professor Mark is able to gauge and watch your game, and he's able to make that determination based off your growth within the school. And again, remember this: your head coach is taking care of 200 plus students, maybe a little less, maybe a little more. So he may not be aware all the time of everything that's happening, but there are people around him and around you that know and are aware of what you're growing in, what you're doing. So don't overcomplicate it, okay? Just keep showing up to class, keep doing what you're supposed to do, and those things will happen. Don't be impatient. It's so easy to be impatient. You don't want to get a promotion, you don't want to get a belt before you're ready, because then it just won't be good. Trying to defend something you can't defend at that time. You wouldn't want to do that. I know it'd look cool to wear that new belt and stuff, but you don't want to do that. All right, I just got to school. See you later.